You went to the Kite Fest to see kites, and then you bought one.
I got a kite. Isn't it cute?
Start small, start now. Isn't that the thing we always say?
Right. And they're probably gonna use it more as a windsock than a kite, but you can't go to a kite festival without getting a kite. And this is the one I could afford.
One of the nice things about park hosting is you end up living in an area long enough that you have time to go visit local communities, check out what's going on, see what the local festivals are all about.
And we did that today by going to Rockport and checking out their 4th annual kite festival, which wasn't a big deal, but it was actually entertaining for a little while.
I mean, Rockport's not a huge town. It's a bit of a tourist area, but there's a little shopping area there that you can go to downtown with little shops where you found stuff, because you always find stuff.
There's always say, hello, it's called shopping.
Yeah, apparently that's an event of its own. It's a really tiny town, so how much shopping can you do? This one managed to find a shirt in the very first store she walked into. It's going to be a long day.
I mean, it's kind of appropriate, you have to admit.
It is an appropriate shirt for you, yes. So we spent some time in Rockport. There's the shopping downtown. We went to the kite festival. There is the Rookery where you can see all the birds.
Yes, that's really cool. All of the great blue herons and some of the egrets and many other of the shorebirds, that's a safe nesting place for them. So they're all up on top of the big live oak trees. They've got all their nests, and right now you can see some of the baby birds, and they're getting quite big. So now they're like big baby birds. But when they poke their heads up, they're cute and you can see them. And so we're talking like hundreds of birds in the tops of these trees. It's really crazy.
What's your rule? Always travel with binoculars.
Yes.
I was just saying that
the babies.
I was just saying, and they're big babies at this
They're
point.
big babies, but you can see them. They're all like brown and fluffy.
There's an interesting stop in Rockport. It's the Bent Oaks Rookery Park. It's a big rookery for wading birds. There's all kinds of different herons back there, and it's early to mid-April. I think it's the 11th or 12th of April. And so the babies they've had are big babies now. So it's really kind of interesting. Get your binoculars out, come out here and watch the birds. And it's just a cool stop. I mentioned this Bent Oaks Rookery is known for a place to come see all the wading birds, the herons, the egrets, everybody that's back there. But apparently this is also a good spot. It's a pollinator area. So depending on the time of the year, you can see lots of different things. There's also a spring wildflower bloom and a fall wildflower bloom. So again, a really cool spot. Just come hang out for a bit in Rockport. We are not in Rockport right now. We're actually in Port Aransas. So from Mustang Island State Park is where we're park hosting. You have to go through Port Aransas. You take the ferry across to Aransas Pass, and then you drive to Rockport. The whole trip is maybe an hour?
It totally depends on the ferry. So if you were just to drive it straight, it would probably be about 35 minutes. But you have to get on the ferry, and it's a free car ferry. It's part of the Department of Transportation. And so it just depends on how many cars are in line, and if you have to wait for a boat to go through the channel, because this is a big shipping lane channel here. So it can take anywhere from like 35, 40 minutes to like over 2 hours, depending on if it's like a busy Sunday afternoon and everybody's leaving. And so you have to time it right.
I do think that it's cool in Texas on the coastal regions when you do have to cross bodies of water like this and cross channels, that the ferries are actually part of the state highway system. So it's a free ferry. You just have to put your time in to wait for it. But it's kind of cool to watch the operations. And as they balance all these different sized vehicles and things on these little ferry boats, I think that's pretty interesting just in its own right.
Yeah, well, on our ferry, while we were going through today, we had two like big lemonade trucks like you'd see at like a county fair, one of those like fifth wheel bathroom buildings, and a couple motorhomes. Like, yeah, there was a lot of interesting things going across on the ferries today.
Yeah, they have to balance everything from giant fifth wheels down to motorcycles.
Yeah.
So that's what we saw today. So it's, that's kind of an interesting trip on its own. You're going across causeways. It's just, cool stuff to see in this area. But one of the reasons we're sitting here is because we decided to stop on our way back to Mustang Island State Park at Roberts Point Park, I believe is what this is called. This is where the harbor master's office and everything is. But what's cool is you're right on the channel, and there's plenty of places to sit and just watch for, like you said, the freighters coming and going. We saw several just sitting here for a few minutes. They were coming and going. And I think one of the best parts is watching the dolphins go surfing in front of the freighters.
Yeah, I swear they were going to get run over, but they know what they're doing. But they're just swimming out here. So there's a lot of people just hanging out on the benches out here watching the dolphins play in the channel. And there's quite a few of them. But yeah, when those freighters go through, like you can see them surfing right in front of the bow, like keeping up. Like it's just fun for them. So this is a good place to just hang out, watch. There's a lot of people fishing here. That's kind of what you do on the island is you go fishing. I don't fish. Maybe sometime the next 2 months I'll go fishing. Probably not, but there's always a chance, I suppose.
The whole route from Mustang Island through Port Aransas, Aransas Pass, Rockport, there's a ton of things to stop and see and do, whether it's restaurants, plenty of eating that you want to do. There's beaches along the way. Rockport, I thought, had a really nice sort of common green space area that apparently they do lots of different types of festivals in.
It's not even just festivals. Every weekend they have something going on in this common space, whether it's a farmer's market or it's an arts and crafts market, or there's, I don't know, all throughout the year, there's a lot going on in this green space. From what I can tell, most everything in that common space usually is like free family, like local event to go to. And so in today for the kite festival, you parked around the outside of the square. They had it kind of roped off. All the professional kite flyers were in the middle with their big kites. They had a kite demonstration going on, an aerial stunt team of sorts. They had activities for the kids, and it's like an all-day event that you can go to. Tonight, apparently, they're doing LED light night kites. We decided not to stick around for that. We went earlier in the morning and saw the early stuff, but it looked like just a fun event that you could stop by, and it's literally right by the beach. So then if you wanted to, you could just go to the beach for the afternoon, or you could go wander around and do other things, but
and I noticed today there were vendors there. There were food trucks, lemonade trucks, juice trailers, all kinds of things. And I'm assuming those are probably there whenever they do any kind of activity or festival, because that's the thing. You could make a day of it. Go out and check something out like the kite festival or whatever happens to be going on that weekend, and then grab some food from a food truck and then head out to the beach, do whatever you want to do. It could be some really nice Saturday afternoon out of it.
Rockport is known for being the home of the winter Texans, and it's basically all the snowbirds from North Dakota, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, all the cold places that come down here for the winter. And we're kind of on the tail end of that, but there's still a few people hanging out now before it switches over to like the summer vacation crowd. But that's why there's so much to do in the Rockport area and in the Port Aransas area, because there's so many people here at any given time coming, doing touristy things. It's nice and warm most of the year. And so it's just a good place to hang out.
We're going to take advantage of the remaining daylight here and go check out more dolphins, because you said they were calling your name.
The dolphins, the shorebirds, the seabirds, all the things. We're going to go check it out.
The freighters.
The freighters.
You love watching that stuff. I was going to say watching that stuff. Binoculars, right?
I think we mentioned this earlier, but yes, always bring the binoculars, because it's fun to then like zoom in on what's on the ship and what's going on, and you can see the dolphins closer and the birds. And
yeah, and give yourself some time. Whenever you're at a spot, whether you're at the Rookery looking for birds, whether you're here and you're coming to watch for dolphins, you're not necessarily going to be able to walk up and see them right away. You might, but you might not. So give yourself some time to see that. But take some time, relax, kick back a little bit, just wait for things to happen. It's a lot of fun to do. If you get a chance, get to the whole Port Aransas, Rockport, Mustang Island area. In the meantime, keep on trekking.
And we'll see you out there.
Now that we're back to the rig, it just occurred to me that you bought two things, but they were at the same store. You bought something at a store. We went around town, did all kinds of shopping. You went back to the first store and bought the second item. So we really only needed to go to one store today.
Yeah, but you have to go to all the stores to make sure there isn't something better that you might want or additional that you might want. But you have to choose how you spend your money. So you have to stop at one, then you stop at all the others, and eventually make your way back to where you started. There were other things I thought about buying at other places, and maybe we'll go back. But yeah, ultimately, you're right. I did end up back at the first store with the first thing I tried on, and still ended up buying it.